Welcome to the Sunday stream as I just screw up a band name. That's what we do here. Anyways, this house, this right here, is what we're gonna do. We'll get into it in a second here, but I'm gonna be doing House Flipper to start. And once I flip this house, then take a brief break, probably come back maybe with something else. The Steam sale is going on right now, and there's a lot of games on sale on Steam, and I got a good bit, and there's some I want to play on stream. But I also have my Xbox I can't ignore either, and I've been quite ignoring it lately. So anyways, last time I played this, not on stream, but last time I was working through this, the scroll wheel wasn't working for the tablet, so that was kind of a pain in the butt. And luckily the other day I fired it up when I was doing my thumbnails, and it looks like the scroll wheel is working again, so that should mean a pretty easy and enjoyable house fixing scenario here. So we'll get into it. Chicks like expensive house equipment. That's good mantra there on the tooltip there. Oh, you can't see it, it's cut off by my big dumb head. That guy's saying chicks like you can see, looks like part of it. Alright, so in the other video I have posted, you can see kind of a full tour of the house. I'm going to just kind of walk through here because why the heck not? I still like that. Awesome. And then of course my lovely kitchen. My own office is it, not going to lie. And this was before they added all the cool tiles and all that. So really there's probably a lot more decoration I could put into the house, but I just haven't tackled that yet. Go into the office here. Oh yeah, there's the secret bunker down there. We don't. Yeah, into the office where I can decide what I want to do. This little gun on the table because you just never know. Things get crazy in the world of House Flipper. All right, so let's check out. Oh yeah, I need to sell this other house still. All right, go back. This house. This is the one. This is an ideal house for a calm family. Some time ago, a happy marriage lived there with their children, a chemistry teacher and his wife, the accountant. It is quite interesting that they made a lot of money on trade and left the house. It's their loss, your profit. Definitely. Let's check this out. This is the one they tweeted about and asking if people thought it looked familiar. I kind of got a heads up beforehand, but yeah, I would say it looks familiar. Especially that right there. So I definitely wanted to tackle this house because I mean, why not? It's pretty classic in culture. So let's buy this sucker. Yeah, let's go right straight there. Waste no time. Hamburg. The wall says Hamburg. All right, so classic. Got the pizza up there. In case you don't know, I'm sure you don't know. This is a house from Being Bad, as you can tell by the Heisenberg. I can't even say that, and the pizza on the roof here. So we're definitely going to be looking at the details to see how this house is. And actually, what's funny is out of all the houses, actually, I've seen other people say it, but it's true. Out of all the houses, when you come to remodel them, they all kind of look like garbage compared to the rest of the neighborhood. But this one actually doesn't stand out like a sore thumb. It actually looks like it fits in this. You know what? I could just leave it. Let's get rid of that. Backyard here. Definitely some graffiti on the wall. A lot of concrete. Oh yeah, I seen they did an update too, I think, where they added some they might have added some outdoor options, or they're going to be adding some outdoor options for the flooring and stuff like that. I'll have to check that out while we're in here. I haven't got to look at it. Like the backside's all boarded up. Got a nice stuffed toy floating there in the pool side. We got nice rocks back here. The show takes place, of course, in New Mexico. So this house, compared to like Arizona and of course on the show, everything, it definitely has kind of that desert. I mean, some people have grass in their backyard, but definitely the weeds, especially like this, there's all kinds of that. Definitely believable there. All right, so let's see, let's go in through the front door. We'll deal with this outdoors after we tackle the inside. start with the garage. Per the usual, it's quite a mess it would look like. Hey. There's money. How about that? There's no crouch, so it looks like they're all $1 bills. Yeah, it's about 15 singles. Little area back here. Secrets. I feel like that should be in this secret closet over there. Classic. I wonder if in a fictional game like this, if you left something like that on the wall, somebody would actually be interested in buying it because show. Probably not. Probably takes down the house value quite so. I've got an idea for what we can put there. Alright, now I think we're perfectly. See any more? Oh, well. I don't see any more. Wait, let me open my eyes. And I think front of the garage. Show that. It was just about to show up. Get rid of these boards. There we go. Alright, let some air. Alright, so back to paint. Scroll. Where the house has some history. No, I don't think I've seen. I don't think they had black paint the last time I was playing. So paint the garage. Oh, that is dumb. That is definitely didn't have black paint. First houses this will be. Hey, all right, it's Dano84. Basically, at this point, the audio, as you could kind of hear in the garage there, the audio was starting to cut out from the feed. I don't know what happened with my mic setup, and I think it was my noise gate. It might have been set too high, and microphone placement, and blah blah blah. New streamer hashtag. Just put that right there. So basically, I decided to kind of do this video a little different. I doubled up the speed and kept some of the clips in there from decorating and the things I was doing to this house, but I, got rid of a good chunk of it as well, which actually ultimately made the video much shorter because now it's just a quick video going through some of the features during the time doing the house. So I figured I would just talk about those on a voiceover real quick and let them kind of play in the background there. So for the bathroom, I went with this new swirl tiles. I haven't seen those yet, so I thought they were pretty cool looking. That purple's kind of a nice vibrant color, and decided to do the white swirls on the walls as well. Also worth noting, since the newer updates, I haven't played a ton, so doing the appliances was a little different because they made it a little bit more of a challenge now, where you kind of have to know what order to do things and what steps to take. So things like radiators, I'm sure everybody's got down because they're in every house pretty much, but they're unavoidable. But like the shower there, I had a little bit of a time. I mean, I know the steps, but it's just like you got to click right on it and get it going. So I thought that was pretty cool. It does add a little bit of a challenge element to it. I suppose if you're a newer player, it's not as intuitive for that sake, but I'm sure most people that have been playing the game, they've been asking for harder maintenance thing. I've seen in the comments and stuff like that. So it was really cool that they kind of added that feature. to the game itself. Now here we are in the master bedroom of the house, right off the guest bath there, and I decided that I wanted to put that cupboard in there, but I didn't have room. So luckily I just demolished one of the corners there because it worked out to where I could do that, and then kind of got rid of this, I think it's called an inlet or an intel or whatever. So I did that, and actually what's really cool is you can see the newer destruction features for knocking down the walls, which is kind of why I left that there, because it's kind of cool. You got a few more chunks you got to take out. It's not just one weird kind of blocky drop. So I did that so I could move the doorway there, and I think that actually worked out pretty good, as you can tell there. I've got to repaint it, but this house overall there were some interesting challenges to certain areas, trying to get certain things done. Like this bedroom right here, it gave me a nice little challenge because I wanted to use that cupboard right there. So I just was like, hey, cool, this is really awesome to make a new kind of doorway there. And it's not the most elegant of doorways, since you kind of have just that one little spot there to the next door, but it works pretty well for what I'm using it for. This is the I kept calling it the Walter White secret room. Really, in turn, it's just a closet, but in that hole down there, it might be earlier in the video, I'm not sure if I cut that out or not, but in that hole down there there was a bunch of money. And even though it's kind of an off the hall closet, I just kept calling it the Walter White secret room. So for that, I decided to paint it white, kind of in tribute. And as I was saying, kind of in the garage there, they didn't have, I don't think, just basic white and black paint. They might have had white, but I don't think they had black. So I decided I wanted to use it. And then of course for the tile, I went for something that looked like the sky blue meth there. It's actually a really cool tile. I pointed it out while I was streaming it. There's a lot of stuff that they added tile-wise, floor tiles, wall tiles, things like that weren't in the initial release, but you would go into some of those houses and there they would be, you know. So I think it's cool they finally added those. The kitchen, it was a bit of a challenge. You can see it when I click off of here real quick. There's a clothes washer in the back corner there. I don't know if we're to assume that that's for a dishwasher. I mean, that would make more sense. But it kind of threw off some of the plans I had for the kitchen. I ended up going with that countertop, which I really like the granite and stuff, but there was definitely a bigger countertop I wanted to go for, but with the forced installation of that washer, it kind of limited my space, but you know, it forced me to be a little bit more creative. So, you know, what can you say? I actually like the way the kitchen turned out. I like the coloring. Since the show and the house itself is technically in New Mexico, I kind of like some of the southwestern colors that I chose there. The orange and black seats, I put that on a lot of chairs, so that really isn't so much of a standout, but the colors, the low tone colors there, the kind of deserty colors, I like that. Now for the living room slash kitchen slash eating area, I really like the space in there. And right here you can kind of see me contemplating the colors, because initially my plan was going to be to cut this area I'm in and the hallway and the other, well, not so much the hallway, but this area and the living room the same colors, but I thought it might not work out too well to take the kitchen eating area and the living room and the hallway and have it all be the same. So I kind of came up with a little bit better of a solution. So I decided I would run this for the eating area itself, and then I would run a different color in the living room. So I went with this darker green right here, and I think you'll see right here it kind of works out a lot better for giving it a little bit of difference. I wanted that living room area to stand off as obviously a different room, and then have your eating area be something different. Using this darker green really kind of made that a nice transition. I think the carpet's blue in there, so it kind of gives it a nice balance because the blue's lighter, the green's darker. I wanted to keep that wood wall just kind of in tribute, since it is the Breaking Bad house. I'm sure a lot of people did things in tribute, and there'll be more kind of in tribute to the show that I left in here. So I wanted to keep that wood wall, so I think the green really matched up nicely along that wall too, along with the fireplace. Definitely had to keep the fireplace too. It's not like you can install one, I don't think yet. I didn't see one, but it's not like you can install one yet, so I didn't want to get rid of the fireplace either. Oh, and right here, I thought I messed up because I accidentally painted that. But I was like, you know what? Let's just paint the whole walk-in part. There you go. See, you can make any mistake good in House Flipper here. So here's kind of the final touches for the living room a little bit. We've got some chairs in there now. You can see the kitchen's been decorated. Like I said, I cut a lot of that out. This video probably would have been broken up into 2 videos, not just for the sake of having 2 videos, but just because there's a lot to do and decide and go on. And I try to include a little bit of my thought process while I'm flipping the houses, because there is a thought process. You know, everybody's going to play this game differently. Everyone's going to decorate differently. Everyone's going to have kind of their own style and what they think looks good and stuff like that. And since this one with the audio was so just atrocious, I had to sit there and figure out what to do, and so now you have this really shortened video. But the good news is I try to include a little bit of the thought process here, especially near the end here when I'm getting kind of to the final touches, because it's kind of the cooler stuff. For the living room here, I decided to add a computer desk just because it seems like when you go to sell a house, everybody likes having some kind of desk to work on, somewhere to put paperwork, somewhere to do work. You know, a lot of them will say that in the comments on the left there, where they say they need a place to store their papers, they need something. So I try to include a desk at least once in a house. Sometimes if there's room, I'll be able to put 2 desks somewhere in there. But putting them in the bedroom is hit or miss. It seems like you can put the desk in the bedroom, but not the electronics, because then some of them will complain, I'll never sleep with the TV in there. It's like, dude, just turn the damn thing off. But it is what it is. Such is the nature of the beast in this game. So I decided to put this little kind of setup computer desk over here. And oh, there's me marveling the reflective properties, which is actually really cool. It's really cool that it reflects that white all around the case. It's the little details. This game has some little details that I really admire. Previously, I think I pointed it out in my last video, and I could see it in here, but I don't know if I included any clips. When you're doing the curtains, it's really pretty cool how you can see the texture of the wall. I know that's probably a really dorky thing to enjoy, is the texture of a wall, but when you sit, I mean, most of us sit next to a wall, our computers are next to a wall, or we've definitely stared closely at a wall for whatever unknown reason, and it has that nice texture. And that's what's really cool about some of the details in here. There's still some things they're looking to add. I know they're in the beginning of the video, I talked about some of the outdoor stuff they're at. I really didn't mess with that too much here. I ended up kind of just leaving the outdoor paint the color that it is, because it actually, this house looks solid. You know, some of the houses you go to, the outdoors is kind of a trash mess, and you're like, well, I can't sell it this way. But this house was actually painted fairly well on the outside, so I left that. So I didn't mess with the outside stuff. But they're supposed to be adding, I think, options for maybe some, I know a lot of people I've seen on the Twitter and for House Flipper and the comments and stuff, a lot of people want some gardening, because you buy some of these houses and the yards are just garbage, you know. And in a game where you're trying to make a house to sell and flip for a profit, you know, you make this whole inside look awesome. You spend all this time, and then you go outside and it looks like no one's touched it in 10 years. So I think it would be a good feature, and hopefully they are working on adding that, as well as some of the options to do different pavers and gravels and things like that. I think they may have that, or some of those tiles that are available now may cover that. I know there was one tile set I tried out in an expensive experiment in the bathroom. It's like the 3D kind of lifted tiles. I don't think that would be so much interior. That looks definitely more of a exterior kind of look to it. So that stuff's really cool. I like what they're coming out with this game. They're bringing a lot of content. They're updating things. They're trying to optimize them. This is me kind of walking around doing my final look at everything, and like I said, this is where I'm looking at the outside, and it's pretty solid. Lastly, as far as the game, you know, the only thing I had trouble with would be the scroll wheel. For some reason, it's buggy. It's not working on the tablet when you're trying to select items. For some reason, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then the only other thing I've had problem with the scroll wheel would be rotating furniture. You used to be able to hold shift and it would like kind of 90-degree rotate things, and it's not doing that anymore. You can kind of see as I'm placing these pictures, it's not doing that quick rotate, or at least that first one. It's not doing that quick rotate, which was definitely helpful for getting things straight and snapping them together, because basically I would snap it to the position I kind of wanted, and then if I wanted to make it kind of askew, I would just slowly rotate it the other way. So what I'm doing here in the living room, I decided art-wise, because I definitely knew I was going into the Breaking Bad house, I decided art-wise I wanted to put the we'll call the lighter side, or the up in the public side of Walter White's life. So these pictures that are kind of going on in the living room and some of the other places around the house, these are going to be what I would think of as the good side of Walter White, or the stuff that the public would see. So, you know, there you had his family, you had him, you know, you had a picture of Gus and Sal and Mike, and those were all people that he was associated with, but those are the pictures of them in kind of a normal setting. There's the Los Pollos loco. Gotta have that in the kitchen, because I mean, if we're gonna represent here, it's me trying to figure out where else to put something. This next picture coming up, bing, you've got that nice, it just looks like a regular flower picture, so I decided to put that there. And as we go down the hallway, we've got another one we're gonna add up here. There's a nice picture of Danny Trejo's character in the show. So of course it's just a regular picture, kind of like if you had a family member picture in your living room or whatever. Now in the garage, you've got his nice RV, so maybe that's a poster of the RV he bought. Nothing wrong, nothing bad with that. And this is the one that maybe takes it out. That's two guys just hanging out, but you know, they could be chemical workers, they could work in a plant. So I'm just gonna cover my ass by using that excuse that picture's innocent, just because you never know what their job is. They might just be hanging out. So with the Walter White room, since I kind of had plans going into this, I wanted to decorate it with what is going to be essentially the negative of the pictures that I just placed out in the living room. So the first one we're gonna run up on, oh, well, hold on. I gotta put a safe in here. Like I said, I kept picturing it as a secret room, but it's really just a damn closet. But there's a safe in the closet. So the first picture here, you got Gus Fring. Of course, everybody remembers that moment in the show. So that's going to be there. There's Danny Trejo's character, another iconic moment from the show. Definitely the negative of the picture that I just placed in the hallway. There's the RV from the garage. Now you can see it's kind of the crystal ship where it's got that meth cloud coming out of there. So that would definitely be the secret. Now this one's interesting, but I just got a close-up. I found a close-up of the Lily of the Valley is what that plant is called in the hallway. So of course there's the tag that states that. There's the I would say that's the companion picture for the two buds working, and then of course the big Walter White secret / joke that I think most people made along the show there was that he was on Malcolm in the Middle as the lovable dad Hal. But so I kind of turned that into the joke that maybe he had the secret family, which is all them. So that's why it's in the secret room. And then lastly there you saw the police sketch of Heisenberg, which I forgot its accompanying photo just now, but that'll be coming up. Lastly, I kind of wanted to add this picture. I don't think I ended up keeping it because it didn't look good in there. So I ended up pulling it out. But that was another picture with him getting his back shaved for Malcolm in the Middle, because of course that would be a secret he wouldn't want everybody to know. Big old tough guy, Heisenberg. And so here is the accompanying picture for the police sketch. There you go, the Heisenberg photo there. And so there we go. Now that's the completion of the house, adding those nice little artistic touches. And here's the screwed up part. I know you can get the pizza off the roof there. I know you can. In the beginning I tried to jump up and grab it. I just couldn't. So I said screw it and left it there just for posterity. I kind of had an idea in the beginning of the game. I know it's not true, but it would be interesting if someone would buy this house because they're a fan of the show Breaking Bad, and they would be okay with the pizza there, or they would be okay with the Heisenberg that was Hamburberg, that was scrolled across that wood wall when you walked in. But I highly doubt in this fictionalized game you'd actually get away with that, and it'd probably be dirt that people would say you didn't clean, and I didn't want to devalue the house any. But I thought that would be a cool idea, so that's kind of why I decorated it a little bit. in this style as well, so that it would be like if someone was a fan of the show, they would buy this house and be like, yeah, it's a pretty cool house. It's where they shot the Breaking Bad show, and now it looks kind of cool. For what I'm doing here, I like to do this when I finish all my houses. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I actually like to go through each room and kind of shoot the pictures of what I've done, mostly because in this game, when you sell a house, you can't rebuy it. So once it's gone for good. So I like to try to capture maybe a little bit of what I've done in each one, so that way if I want to go back and compare, or if I want to see something I did and what I thought was really cool for an idea, I have that memory and that record in the gallery. So I don't know if anyone else does that, but I think it's kind of cool to keep track of what you do and keep track of the houses you sell. So lastly, here we are. We're gonna throw it up for auction. I spent $94 to buy it. I don't know how much I spent furnishing it. Probably a ton. Those pictures ain't cheap, especially the bigger ones. Here we go. Giorgio doesn't know what a kitchen's for still, so that is what it is. But we're gonna close out. So I'm pretty much gonna end this voiceover because we're almost done. But thanks for checking this video out. If you did, if you like it, give me a like, give me a subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you play House Flipper, let me know what it's like with the houses you make. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next vid. And later.